In today's video, I'll once again break down everything that's currently going on for CS2 investing. Starting with the high tier market, case coverts and golds continue on their slight downtrend. While this movement has been fairly steady over the past couple of days, I think it has to slow down eventually because some of the golds are already getting insanely cheap again. In the end, this isn't really an unexpected situation since trade-ups were still massively profitable and items weren't able to find stable prices in the first few intense weeks after the initial update. The fact that these categories are dropping at the same time is also no real surprise since ever since the trade-up changes, they've been completely interconnected. Going over to the Budapest Major, as always, don't make any capsule investments before the 75% off sale hits, and it's almost certain that it does. As expected, we'll also receive a Champions capsule again, which historically has always been the worst one to go for RI wise, so if you're looking to invest into the Major at some point, go for any other capsule. Next up, there would be souvenir packages, which honestly don't hold any noticeable investment potential anymore. The last investment opportunity for the Major would be the Major Pass itself, which has turned out to be quite profitable in some cases in the past. As you can see, the Budapest Major has introduced a variety of different investment angles, but some of them are definitely a lot stronger than others. Another thing released alongside the Budapest update was sticker slabs. Due to the introduction, the high tier sticker market has moved significantly for the first time in 2025. The Crownfall, for example, shot up instantly by over 100%, but this also includes further ones like the Hauling Dawn or even some Ketos. An increase can be especially seen for these stickers since they can now actually be used in-game without sacrificing any of their value, whereas previously they were just sitting in people's inventories. For most cheaper stickers, on the other hand, there's no major movement resulting from the slab introduction, which makes sense since they won't necessarily be bought more often. Nevertheless, there are still some special application ones like the bomb code sticker or stickers with unique numbers shown in the slab. An example for this would be the liquid cologne one with 1337. Going back to the bomb code sticker, it's currently sitting at €10, coming from clearly under 1, with some even selling for nearly €30 at the peak. Looking at the Armory, the collection's RIs are trending down again after rising until about 2 weeks ago. As for now, aside from some outliers, most collections are still holding above the 100% mark. Nevertheless, if this downtrend continues, Valve will eventually have to make the Armory Pass more attractive again. Either by implementing more regular rotations, by making the pass cheaper, or by simply restoring investors' confidence. The last point is even the most important one, since the insane RIs and therefore prices we saw earlier were largely driven by investor demand. Moving over to the case market, the new discrepancy I mentioned in my previous videos is still visible. Cases with potential for high tier golds and the best finishes are doing significantly better than the rest. This especially includes older cases like the Chroma, Gamma, Spectrum, Glove and Breakout case, which all include high tier golds like the Butterfly Doppler, for example. On the other hand, there would be the complete opposites such as the Snakebite, Fracture, Falchion or Gallery case, which are performing significantly worse. This also explains why active duty cases are mostly extremely cheap again, even though they are in my opinion getting hit a little bit too hard. In between these groups, there are cases like the Prisma 1 and 2 case, which don't offer insane nerfs but still include something above average like the Talon Doppler. All in all, this clearly shows that demand is still mainly driven by the potential golds, which is something you definitely have to keep in mind when investing in this area. With this being said, let's get to the most exciting investment opportunities right now. For me, this first up includes the Elemental Craft stickers. Once discontinued and kept in demand, they'll have a great future ahead due to their insanely strong crafting potential. This especially applies to the paper versions, since glitter, foil and lenticular versions can't really compete in terms of demand. The character craft stickers should also perform well long term, but their downside is that they already had the initial spike. If you're planning to make any sticker investment in general, always use application numbers to make the most informed choice possible. Staying at the Armory, furthermore, the cases should always be a solid long-term pick since we now have the confirmation that they will get eventually rotated out. Apart from the Armory items, there are still some rare cases worth looking at, even though most of the interesting ones have already recovered in price after the initial crash. Just remember to keep in mind that the possible knives and gloves have become an important performance factor these days, something that wasn't nearly as important in the past. Going over to the active duty cases, I can't believe I'm saying this, but at their current price points it's maybe even worth checking them out. They're all in all some of the biggest losers of the current market situation, and I don't think that there's too much room for them to fall significantly further. However, remember that this is still one of the most volatile and uncertain areas of the entire CS2 market, so make decisions consciously. We never know which case will be the next one moved to the rare drop pool and when this happens. Lastly, I can say moving forward, I definitely see the market going up again over the winter month, even though we are dealing with some less ideal circumstances right now. Definitely let me know your opinion on this down below in the comments. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. See you next time.